Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. I had a lot of alerts come in today. Today is Monday, May 12th, so I wanted to hop on here and talk about some of these stocks. We got about 12 stocks here that we want to go over and take a look at. Again, these are all giving major signals right now. And the first one's going to be ON. Okay, this is a semiconductor company. You could see their green E's all over the place, which means they're beating their earnings. They're doing better than expected. So their revenue is growing, their earnings are growing every single quarter. And, as traders, we want to look for things that have just been overly done to the downside. I mean, this thing from all time highs was all the way up there at 110. It's down 72% off the highs. So why do I like this stock right now? Well, it's completely got annihilated over the last 5 months here. And you're seeing this monthly alert. So if you guys follow the channel, right, if you guys have been following the channel, the monthly alerts from our trading indicator are the most bullish indication that you can get on any asset. Okay. And the deeper the blue wave, the better. So you could see, look and pay attention to where it's bouncing. Okay. It's bouncing right there on that 200-month EMA. Okay. That's like the 8-year moving average. Okay. So it's down 72% from the highs. And we're getting a massive buy signal here on a semiconductor stock. So a lot of these semis have been hit really hard, aka NVIDIA, AMD. Pretty much every single semi looks really good, but this one looks very overdone to the downside. And you could see that the last time we got a green dot when we bounced on that blue line was all the way back here in April of 2020. Okay, that was 5 years ago. It was bouncing right there on that light blue moving average that we use. If you guys are not familiar with the moving averages, I have a free course over in my Discord that explains how to use these signals to trade. Again, we are swing traders here. We are not day traders. We focus on the larger time frames like the monthly, the weekly, and the daily chart. We don't day trade. We are 1 to 6 months out on all investments. So you could see that the last time we got that dot bouncing off that blue line, that light blue line, was back here, like I said, in April of 2020. Okay, the price was $11 and it went all the way up to 110. That was a 10x trade if you held from 2020 all the way to 2023. This was even a really nice trade. Just this little 6, 7, 8 month hold right here. It went from 10 all the way up to 40. Okay, that's a 300% move. And then obviously you could have kept holding on. But again, we want to play the momentum. So where we're typically looking to take profits is when this stochastic RSI, right, that light blue line, tops out at that white dotted line. That would have been right here in this area. So this was about an 8 to 9 month hold right here for a 300% move. Last time we bounced off that moving average, and you're seeing the signal right here, right now. So that is ON. We're definitely going to be watching that one and definitely expecting some continuation on that one. The next one's going to be BBAI. Obviously, AI is really hot right now. Everybody was talking about this stock back here at $10. Everybody wanted to buy it. This was a typical bull trap. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was euphoria is actually what it was. If you come over here to our Discord channel, we have something called the cheat sheet. Okay, when everybody's super excited about a stock, when everyone's yelling, when everybody's screaming, when everybody's talking about it, that's when we want to back off and say, okay, it's too late. Because ideally, we want to buy before this run up happens. And you could see, if we go to a weekly chart here, these dots right here on the weekly chart were called out back here in October of 2024, down here at $1.50. Okay, and that thing went all the way up to 10. So what I'm looking at now, right, we had all the excitement. Now nobody's talking about it again. Well, this thing is bouncing very nicely here off of that $3 level, and you actually had a buy signal here on the daily that was confirmed today. So I think this one looks very strong. If you wanted to play it, I'd set a stop loss at 290. But again, this is a trending AI token, or AI, not a token, I'm sorry, it's a stock, BBAI. It's called Big Bear AI, and they are making a little bit of money. So they're a very small company. They're technically considered a penny stock right now because they're $3. But if this thing runs back up here to $10 in the next coming weeks to months, right, that's a 200% move for you. So again, it's building a base down here, going sideways. When it's going sideways, they call it the stealth phase. Nobody's talking about it. This is normally where smart money is loading up on these assets, right? And then the retail is going to end up piling in when it goes back up to around 8 or 10, and they're going to be really excited about it again. So that's a trendy one, right? Obviously it's a penny stock, so use caution, but I'd say above 290, this one looks good. You could buy it here, and if it sells off back down here to 240, right, you could just add to your position or re-enter that position. But this looks really good, bouncing off 9, and you got that buy signal confirmed today. We got the Dollar General, okay? Again, we don't want to buy assets when they are in a downtrend. How do we know when something's in a downtrend? Okay, they're down below the EMAs. So they're getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected. Okay, getting rejected, getting rejected. When we break out over them, that's when we want to pay attention, right? Because again, on this chart, the mean is the average. Our averages that we use here are the 50, the 100, and the 200. Okay, you can see we broke out right here. Okay, well, technically right here, we broke out, we pulled back, and then we went up. This was a beautiful trade here from 69 all the way up to around 100. That was around a 40% move in about a month. Okay, 38%. So now that we're up above the mean, right, we're getting this pullback now. So what we want to wait on now on Dollar General is a green dot. I don't know if this trend's going to continue or not. Again, this stock has been beaten really, really hard. They seem to be doing pretty good on their earnings. They're making about $10 billion a quarter. So I'm looking for this thing to bounce off of like 84 this week. I think a bounce off 84 would be excellent. We want to make sure that we save that moving average there and we don't break down, right, do this and break down and then go back into a downtrend. But again, I like stocks that are really beat up. Dollar General is literally down probably another 75% from the top up there at 266. So yeah, this one is definitely one we're keeping an eye on. What we're watching for is going to be a green dot or a bounce off of 84 right there on Dollar General. The next one's going to be A-Firm. Okay, I've been talking about this company for a while now. They got the partnership with Amazon and Apple. They're that buy now, pay later company. And again, the stock's been super, super beat up from the top. It hit $80 up here. That was a great place to sell. How do we know it's a good place to sell? Well, we go ahead and turn on our auto fib here. This is our Fibonacci indicator that we use. Anytime we get a red dot here on the daily chart inside of this red zone is when we want to be taking profits. Okay, red dot in the red zone, perfect call out right there at around 80. It also called the top right here in November at around 70 before it sold off all the way down to 50. So if you guys don't have these indicators, the EMAs, the red and green dots, you guys can download all of these by coming over here to the Discord channel and clicking on the onboarding tab here. Go to trading indicator, and you just click on this link right here, and everything loads directly up into your TradingView account. If you can't see the auto fib, all you got to do is click on this arrow right here and then hit the show button, and then that will pop up, and then obviously you can hide that. You can hide the EMAs from the chart. Okay, this is how you toggle between these. Okay, I typically just use the auto fib to look for exits, right? When we're in the red zone, I don't want to buy things that are in the red zone on the Fibonacci just because that means they're very expensive. And you can see that was a nasty pullback all the way down there to 32. But this thing's bouncing directly on our EMAs here, which is typically where we want to be buying. We want to buy at or around the mean. Okay, you want to buy before the mania. That's right here in this area. There's the mean. Okay, all the averages are sitting right here. So I like this one as long as it can hold on to 45. They beat their earnings and sold off really hard, and then they pumped it right back up there today. So this thing's up like 15%. Very volatile stock, but I think that one is going to go higher here in the next coming weeks to months. It's setting up perfectly. You're getting it technically right at that average price, right at the mean there. So A-Firm is another one. Also, that's on the watch list. The other one is going to be TTD. This is the trade desk. Okay, and look at this one. Okay, look at the monthly chart of this one. This one just got absolutely freaking annihilated here. Again, guys, these big sell-offs that we get, right? When we saw that sell-off, the tariff sell-off, right? That everyone's panicking, right? Everyone's going, "Oh my gosh, it's over! It's the end of the world, the World War III, and China this and China that, and tariff this and tariff that." It's all noise, okay? It's all freaking noise, okay? We don't care what the people say. We don't care what news says. All we want to do is look at the charts, guys. Men lie, women lie, news channels lie, media outlets lie. The charts do not lie, folks. The charts do not lie, okay? So what I'm seeing on TTD is they beat their earnings. They actually beat their earnings Actually, they missed on revenue a little bit back here in February, but boom. I mean, they gapped down and just went to the floor here. But what we're seeing now, okay, it's a breakout, a big breakout. This is very bullish. Again, great earnings report. They beat their revenue by like 7%, beat their earnings by 32%, gapped up. I mean, they gapped straight up. So what we're looking for on TTD now is a pullback. So where we want to buy is when that stochastic RSI, that light blue line on the trading indicator, we want that thing to pull back closer to 0. Okay, let's go back here again, guys, when we're down below the EMAs, when we're getting rejected, puking, getting rejected. Okay, that's a bear market. We're going down. We don't want to buy during that time. We want to watch for the breakout, right? When we break out over the mean, we call that the takeoff phase, okay? We break out over the mean, the averages, okay? Because again, when we're down below the mean, we're in a downtrend. We don't want to buy things in a bear market. We want to buy them when they're going up. So yes, this thing has now taken off over the mean. Now what we want to do is want to buy this first sell-off. So what we want to see on TTD is that stochastic RSI, that light blue line. We want that to pull back closer to 0, right? When that thing's at 0, when we're above the EMAs, okay, those averages, okay, it pulled back to 0 right here, great trading opportunity. Pulled back to 0 right here, great trading opportunity. Okay, pulled back right here, great trading opportunity. Okay, so that's what we're waiting for now. We don't want to buy when the stochastic's up here at 100. We want to wait for this thing to cool off, okay? If this thing comes back to like 60 to like 65, that'd be an excellent pocket to buy it. So that's one we're watching here this week. And then also we want to wait for a green dot, okay, on the daily chart. So TTD is definitely one to watch here this week. Also, MPC, energy stocks, okay? Let me just show you guys this stock really quick. This is an ETF of all the energy companies. It's called the XLE. So this thing gapped up today. So that means energy looks really, really good. What's a good big energy stock? This is called Marathon Petroleum Corporation. They're a oil company based out of Texas. And what do we know? A monthly dot is coming right here in May of 2025. So you can see the last time we got a green dot with the monthly down here was all the way back here in November of 2020. Okay, November of 2020. The price was $30. $30. It went all the way up to 220. That was a 647% gain. Okay, you're getting the same exact signal. Again, men lie, women lie, charts don't, guys. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing here on the charts. I'm not trying to FUD. I'm not trying to, blow smoke. I just look at the chart and I tell you, look at, boom. Just like we got back here in this area. This one turned out to be somewhat of a dud, but to protect yourself from a false signal, simply just set a stop loss right there at 125. What I'd be looking for is a pullback into the mean now. I would love to buy this thing right there around 140 if possible, but this thing looks extremely, extremely bullish above that call it 120 level. I think that's the big macro support there. You're literally risking, you're risking like 23% on the trade. If it goes down to that area, if it goes any lower, I just buy it. Because again, oil's not going anywhere. If anything, oil companies are going to do very well under President Trump. He's already said drill, baby, drill. He's only been in office for 120 days, so his policies aren't even in full-fledged yet. But that is a buy signal right there on MPC. That's a solid energy play. We'll be watching that one for pullbacks. DJT, this one's still setting up here. This one's still putting in a bull flag here. We got the green dot back there. That was right there at around 24. It hit around 26 today. But if this thing can break over 28, you're going to see this thing do the ripski. Again, this thing broke up above the average. It pulled back. Great buying opportunity. Pulled back again. Great buying opportunity. It's just going sideways right now. So the last time we broke out right over the averages, we went to the sky. This thing went all the way up to 54. So still watching this one. This one still looks very, very, very bullish above that $23 level here. That's just where we bounced here, and we bounced here again. A breakout over 28 is going to send this one back to 50. I got a feeling there's going to be some news happening here this week. We also got a green dot monthly alert on HIMS, so this isn't one I would chase. This is one we actually called out right here around 30. It's up around 100% off of that signal there on the weekly. Again, guys, if you are in the Discord, we call out all of these alerts over here. You guys get the monthlies, you guys get the weeklies, you guys get the dailies, and you even get the golden dots over here inside the Discord. But that HIMS was called out over there. I even made a TikTok video about it. You guys can go back to around, I don't know, April 28th sometime and check that video out. But again, it's up 100% off of that signal, and it's a little too extended, right? It's a little too extended. We're coming into that red zone. I think it could make a push up to 70. Okay, that's where we topped out right around here last time, and then we sold all the way off. But this was a great, great pocket to be buying right here in this area at 25. I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking the trade, but I'm watching for a pullback. Just like we were talking about TTD, we want to see this stochastic RSI pull back to zero, right? Get closer to zero like it did back here and give us a green dot. Right now, it's just very overextended. Not saying this thing can't go back up here to 70, but if it pulls back to 35 here, I would load the truck up with him stock here. So watching for a pullback on that one this week. Wait till that stochastic comes back down and resets. PayPal. PayPal's also breaking out here over the 50 finally. Again, the last time that happened was right here in this area. So this is kind of what we're looking for, right? You see the breakout over the averages, the pull back into it, the Ripski. Okay, we're looking for the same kind of thing here. We got the breakout. Okay, let's wait for that stochastic RSI to come back down here at 0 and reset. I would love to buy PayPal this week at like $68. We had the China deal, whatever kind of deal that was. I don't really understand it, but Chinese stocks are back on the radar now that China's coming to the table and not trying to, swing their you-know-whats around. If we get a full-on deal knocked out, I think Baba's going to do really well. But May 15th is when they report earnings. So I would not buy this thing before earnings. But what I want to see it do on its earnings is sell back off into that 200, just like it did right here. Great pocket to buy Baba right here at around 100. Again, we want to buy as close to the mean, as close to the averages as possible. You can see we're in a downtrend when we're getting rejected by them. When we break out over it is when we go into a upward trend, right? Breakout, pullback, Ripski. Okay, you had the pullback here, perfect reset. $100 was a great place to buy Baba. I just didn't want to touch China stocks. There was too much talk of them, getting delisted from American exchanges and stuff. So obviously the trade war is a big, what do you want to call that? Like a catalyst or a wild card in this whole situation. But what I want to watch for is their earnings here on Thursday. If they sell off really hard and go back down to like 110 to 105, I think they'll do very good. I can't imagine their earnings are going to be. Sorry, my dog. There's someone at the front door. Give me a sec. I got to fly through the rest of these real quick because I should probably answer that. But my dogs are so funny. Watch earnings on Thursday for Baba. And then CELH, that one's given a green dot here on the weekly. And again, this is still my favorite trade. I've been talking about this for a long time. I think we're on the cusp of breaking out. If this thing gets over 40, it's definitely going all the way back here to 100. I'll turn the auto fib on here, and you can see that red zone is all the way back up here at like 90. So that one's got a lot of room to go. You also had the golden cross here. You guys don't know what well, actually, we haven't quite hit the golden cross yet, but this was a perfect pocket to buy. You can see it bounced right on that 100-day right there at 32. So I'm going to say above $32, this thing looks really good. We got the buy signal right there at around, 34. It's sitting at 37, up about 10% from that level. But I think you see some continuation. If this thing breaks out over 40, I think it's going to rocket. I mean, I think that's easily an $80 to $90 stock there. And then the last two here, this is XOM. This is just another play on energy here, breaking out. I like this one a lot here, above 105. Energy stocks are just something that you guys are going to want to pay attention to here in the next couple weeks. I think they're going to do very, very well. And the last one's going to be Intel. Intel has a monthly dot showing up here, building a strong base right here above 17. See, the last time we got a monthly dot was back here in November. We chopped around, and then this thing exploded all the way up to 50 for about 100% move. So I think Intel's going to do very, very well here in the next coming months. Another semiconductor, just like that ON we talked about. Again, that's good when you see both of those giving the monthly alerts. That tells you that the next 1 to 6 months are going to be trending in the upward direction. So those are the stocks I'm watching this week. We'll keep you guys updated on any other signals that come through here inside the Discord. If you guys aren't a member, feel free to join up. It's a little less than $4 a month to get those signals over there. You guys can join the chat. We dropped our watch list on Friday here. We went over that. That's on YouTube. You guys can go check that past stream out as well. If you guys need me or have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. My email's right here in the server rules, overkill@overkillinvesting.club, or feel free to just hit me up inside the Discord. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you guys Wednesday for the chart requests. I'm going to open up these chart requests here tomorrow, so if you guys have requests, if you want to see your name, if you want me to look at your name and analyze it, drop them over here just like this. Okay, I'll open that up tomorrow morning, and you guys will be able to request those, and we're going live on Wednesday to answer those. So we'll see you guys then. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.